This is Frankie Abbruzzino with the Scoop News. This was an interesting story that Ellen Emmerich put out. She's married to a local activist down in Northport. She works with the son of that lovely paper. But she's actually, I like her. She's a really nice lady. I've communicated with her before. She follows this page. She'll probably listen to this report. And she went ahead and she's been pretty active in staying on top of the county in regards to spraying for mosquito and a lot of the concerns that she has. And she did an article, and I didn't even realize it, that Sarasota County tops the state in terms of centennial chickens that are infected with the West Nile virus. This year. They're not as bad as Hillsborough, but they're pretty severe. I guess there's over 17 centennial chickens that have been tested positive for West Nile, WNV. There's been a few for the St. Louis encephalitis, SLE, and that's here in Sarasota County. There's been a few in Charlotte County, she noted in her article, and there's been at least 2 diseased centennial chickens down in Inglewood. And that area over by Charlotte County / Sarasota County at the border there. But she notes that it's a concern. The CDC is out there. They're checking chickens throughout the Inglewood, Northport, Venice areas, and they're taking small blood samples. They're going to keep it tested and see what's going on. Normally when it's detected, they go out and they do some spraying to ensure that humans are not infected. Obviously, we don't want these mosquitoes to these disease-carrying mosquitoes to go out and bite somebody with West Nile or any other virus. We all remember, and she referred to the eagle that was killed with West Nile at Accessory Fields right here in Sarasota. Since then, I didn't even realize this. In her article, she wrote that there's been 2 other dead birds, and that according to the CDC, they've died due to some disease, and the Sarasota County Mosquito Control didn't do any additional spraying when that one eagle up Accessory Field died. And again, she noted that that's normally what you would do. You go out and spray so that more people will not be impacted. The other thing I didn't realize until I read this article is that according to Sarasota, Charlotte, Mantine, Hillsborough, and Lee counties are all under a public health emergency due to an imported Zika virus infection. And I think it's the one that they're referring to that happened up in Bradenton. I didn't realize that, and I'm sure a lot of other individuals did not realize it. So it was an interesting article. She has been staying on top of the spraying, and just as I have, and I think I've noticed several times that since Irma over a month ago, I think they've only sprayed about 4 times. And the mosquito page will essentially put out whenever they're spraying. And I could tell you they haven't done anything in about, I believe, the last 2 weeks. And some people are wondering if that's the right thing to do, because there's been a lot of standing water. I have noticed that mosquitoes, I'm starting to see a bit of an uptick. I've had people that have commented when I put down that they're not spraying, they're seeing that the standing water doesn't have any eggs. They're like, well, come over to my neighborhood. There's a ton of standing eggs in this standing water. And there's concern that they may be dropping the ball. But I got to give it to Elaine. She's been on top of it. She's been on top of many issues in terms of the spraying this year. And this is one of the more active seasons out there in terms of mosquitoes, in terms of fleas too. I put out that story the other day about the fleas due to the weather conditions. They're everywhere. And I was wondering why the heck I keep on battling the flea situation with my dogs. So, good story. If you get a chance, read it. She's with the Sun Herald, which is located down in Charlotte. And it's part of that lovely organization that loves me so much. You know who, the local hometown paper. This has been Frankie Abbruzzino with the Scoop News.